Demonstrate the administrative view when logging into MileMarker. When you first log in with the administrator credentials, it will land you on the evaluation page, initially with the incomplete evaluations only, and we've selected for it to show us all of the evaluations. So what we see is who's logged what cases. For the completed cases, the resident and the evaluator score, and then when was the time of the case as well as when the case was entered. And then finally, the yellowed cases are the cases that have been entered by a resident but not yet completed by an attending. Next, I'm going to show you the composite statistics for a resident. And again, when we click on the Stats button, it's going to land us on first all of the scores that are within the program that will come up in graphical view. And these are sorted by milestones patient care area for plastic surgery. And right now, all of these scores center on the deviation bars because all scores are included. I'm going to show now one of my PG4 residents, that person's data compared only to other residents when they were PG4s. That's what I'm selecting here. And then finally, I'm going to select the particular resident whose data I want to look at. And so now I can see the blue bars are the standard deviations of the residents when they were PG4, and the yellow diamond is this resident score, so I can see this particular resident is doing at or above the mean for all of the patient care areas for which they have scored. Next, I'm going to compare how this resident did as a 4 to how they did as a PG5 resident. And now I can see that not only are the scores shifted further to the right for all residents of the class, but also for this particular resident, they've shifted anywhere from 1/4 to 2/3 of a point to the right, and again with a similar number of scores comparing one year to the next. Next, I'm going to show how to compare the scores of one attending to another. We're going to clear the filters. And now I'm going to show you across the practice how my scores are, and we'll show them across the PG4 resident year just to be consistent with the previous demos that we've shown. So here you can see, compared to my peers, I'm about average for many of the scoring areas, but for a couple of the areas, particularly ones where I don't do a lot of those types of surgeries, I'm a little bit higher than my peers may be for residents of the same year. Next, I'm going to compare my scores to one of my partners who has a similar scope of practice, and you can see that he has a slightly different range of scores, where some areas he scores a little bit lower than the mean compared to his peers across all residents, but there are other areas in which he scores higher than the mean of his peers.